Well, hello everybody and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee and I'm joined as usual by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So Jamie, how you doing?
Well, it depends on who you ask, but I'm okay.
Wait, who else would I be asking about how you are?
I mean, I don't sound the best. I am recovering from being sick. We all caught it. We all caught this lovely sickness that went through our house, and I'm on the tail end, but I'm feeling better. Thank you for asking.
Yes, this episode's been I'm not gonna say a chore. It's been a process to do because when we were gonna do this episode a week ago, and as we're recording it, I think I talked about this on the Disney edition of the show, but I was like, we were sitting there. I don't know, we were like a quarter away through it, and I just realized I am not contributing anything because like I was just uncomfortable, and I was like, we were like in the middle of it. I was like, I need to go lay down. And you're like, okay, and that. Literally went and laid on our bed and didn't get out of bed for like 12, 15 hours after that.
16 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then the kids got sick and then you eventually caught it. It was all different for all of us, but
yeah,
you're feeling better, although tonight your voice was kind of cracking a little bit. So that's why normally Jamie hosts the Universal shows. So I'm going to host this one just to save Jamie's voice as much as we can.
Thank you.
So we were like, well, do we do it tomorrow? I'm like, there's no guarantee your voice will be better tomorrow.
Like, we need to get this out.
So we're doing this now. So we'll hopefully Jimmy's voice will be here toward the end. But this episode has been one that's been a challenge. It's our Everest.
You know what though? We got this. We got this, honey. We're good.
I mean, if I have to, yeah. I mean, we'll be fine. We'll get through it. But what we're going to talk about. So before, obviously, this is the first CTM Universal show of the year. As we took us some time off, so we went back, at Christmas, and we went back to Missouri. And saw family and did all that Christmas in Missouri. And then we got back and then everybody got sick. So it feels like
a lot of stuff going on.
Feels like it's been 3 months in the span of a month here. But so we had a good Christmas. Everybody else hopefully had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. But before Christmas, we did go to Universal to check out we ate at a Captain America diner. We also ate at another food establishment and then checked out some of the Christmas stuff at Universal. So we're going to talk about some of that, of what we did on that trip. Kind of give our thoughts and a recap on it. And then we're going to talk about looking into 2025. As obviously this is a big year for Universal with Epic Universe opening.
Yep.
And so we're going to look at all of that, kind of like what's the first part of 2025 looking like? What are we going to be checking out and things like that? So that's what we're going to do on this show today, sort of a catch up of everything. And I think that's the plan.
That is the plan.
So, but before we do that, just want to remind everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube or you're not watching us on YouTube and you would like to, please like this video and subscribe to the channel over there. You can catch video versions of the show at CTM Podcast on YouTube. And of course, if you're listening on good old trusty audio podcast that's been around, I believe it was also around when the light bulb was invented, somewhere around that time period. It's been around a while. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician or a historian. I don't know. It's been around a while. Either way, whatever platform you listen on, if you just subscribe on there, leave us a review. We'd greatly appreciate that. Helps us continue to grow the show. And of course, if you are looking for some brand new shirts, theme park shirts, pop culture shirts, whatever that is, you can go check out ctmapparelco.com. And that is the Capture the Magic apparel company, which we have plenty of shirts to choose from. We print everything in-house, ship it in-house, design it all in-house. So it's very much a labor of love that we do here. And high quality shirts. We print it in-house to make sure the quality is very high. So the prints are good. They'll last a long time. The highest quality shirts, comfort colors, next level hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever you want, we can print it on and get it out to you. So if you're looking for some new shirts, we got some new designs getting up in the shop this week. But we got some old favorites in there as well. But for a limited time, for New Year's, you can use the promo code New Year's and get 20% off of your order. So again, head to ctmapparelco.com. You can use the promo code New Year's to save 20%. Plus, if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping as well. So you can get 2 or 3 shirts, free shipping, 20% off, and get yourself a good deal going into the new year. And we got some new Universal shirts we're doing as well. I got an Epic Universe shirt we're working on. So if you're looking for some Universal gear, we have that as well. So again, ctmapparelco.com and use the promo code New Year's to get yourself the most comfortable theme park shirts around. And just pop culture. Just most comfortable shirts you'll be able to find. So
yeah,
check it out. So, all right. Well, the first thing we'll talk about is Captain America Diner. So strangely enough, I've never eaten here before, even though I love Captain America. And I actually enjoy Marvel Superhero Island. I've come to really enjoy it over the years because I like how it's based on like the 90s comic books and things like that. And we were hungry. Where did we try to eat before? The same day?
Well, we were trying to eat at Thunder Falls Terrace.
That's right, yeah.
And that's in Jurassic Park. And the mobile order time, the wait time, was way too long. And we're just like, you know what?
I think it was like 35 minutes or something, 40 minutes, something like that. It was very busy.
Yeah, so we had a little detour, which we'll talk about in a second. But we ended up at Captain America's Diner. And if you're unfamiliar with where this is, it's not hard to miss, but it's like if you're leaving Marvel Superhero Island, like if you're coming from the front and you're going through it and you're leaving, it's kind of almost at the very end. It's kind of on the corner across from the comic book store. So it could be easy to miss if you're not looking for it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you got all those massive Marvel figures. Cutouts there. It's kind of underneath the Captain America one there.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, there is signage there, but yeah, there is signage. It is kind of easy to miss there.
For me, it is for some reason. I don't know, but I rarely think about it until I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Captain America diner.
Yeah.
We should try that.
Well, I mean, a diner fits the Captain America motif in here. So, I mean, in here, obviously, it's very themed after Captain America.
You don't say.
As you might guess. Although the inside, I will say, it's not as Captain America-y as I thought it might be in here.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Yeah.
There's not much to it.
Yeah, I would say it's a very simple quick service place that you can tell this was designed in the 90s. Kind of the way it is and things like that. But so we figured we'll get some lunch here.
Well, this is late lunch. This is like 3:45, 4 o'clock.
It's still lunch. You know, when you're in a theme park, what's time?
Okay.
It's lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it. Linner. It's something like that. But so what did we get here?
So I got the pork barbecue burger combo, I think, or platter. I got the one with fries, not with a drink. So you can do a platter or a combo. A combo comes with fries and a single serve freestyle cup from the freestyle machine. But I just got the platter that just comes with fries, and it was $17.99. And it's basically like pork, like shredded pork barbecue on top of a burger. It had some onions. It had, I don't know if their tomatoes came with it, but I asked for those off.
I think it had pickles.
It had pickles. I did like the pickles.
Gross.
Did it have slaw?
No.
Okay, that's right. It did not have slaw.
Loathe coleslaw.
Yeah, because like Jared won't eat the slaw on anything like barbecue. Or any slaw in general.
I used to like coleslaw from KFC when I was a kid. As I've gotten older, I do not like coleslaw.
I mean, it's cabbage. I mean, if you don't like cabbage, then.
I mean, yeah, right there. Gross.
Yeah, it was a decent burger. I mean, this is a burger and fries place. Like, it's very, very simple. It's not like a freshly made burger. It's frozen, and heated up, but it was fine. It hit the spot. I think I ate most of it because you were going to go somewhere else to get something else.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it was decent. It wasn't terrible. It was just good.
No, it was a very average theme park burger.
Yeah.
It's one of the, I mean, like you said, you can tell it was a frozen patty. It's nothing, not the worst I've ever had. Definitely not the best I've ever had. It's no Wimpies.
And it came pretty quickly because we ordered.
It came very fast.
The app, and you can, whenever you do that, Universal is so funny about this. So when you do a Universal mobile order for like any place that has like a sit down place, you have to be at a table before they'll bring you your food, or sometimes they'll call you up, but you have to be at a table. You can't just like grab it to go or whatever and take it wherever. So they're kind of different in Disney in that way. And sometimes that can be a problem depending on how busy it is. We've run into that problem before where there's no tables and we're like,
and you kind of have no ETA on your, and if it is really busy, it can take a while.
Right. So they're still perfecting their mobile order system. But ours came very quickly.
We sat down, you took the kids to the bathroom, and while you guys were gone, I think I just sat down and the food was already there. So it came out very quickly.
Yep. So it was very fast.
Yeah.
So that was very awesome. Besides,
I was just gonna say on the burger itself.
Yeah.
Not the worst, not the best, but I think the pork helped it a little bit.
It did.
Which is typically when burgers do this, it's like because it's not a great burger, they put extra stuff on top of it. So
It's fine.
yeah, it's like if you're hungry and you're a Marvel superhero island, you like burgers, like it's fine. Like it's not going to be the most amazing thing you've had. Fries are pretty standard all across property, so it's like just your general theme park. So nothing about the food here was amazing. Like our daughter got chicken fingers.
Yeah, and the standard chicken fingers
very
you can get
standard
everywhere.
that you could also get in your freezer section and make at home. Like basically the same thing there.
They also have a hot honey chicken sandwich, which is crispy chicken breast, pepper jack cheese, lettuce, tomato, pickle, hot honey on brioche bun. That's $14.99 for just the sandwich and the fries. That one sounded okay to me. Like it's different enough to be like, I might try that.
I like hot honey.
Yeah.
My guess though is a very standard, fried technically it's fried chicken, but like a chicken patty with just a little bit of hot honey on there, which it probably isn't bad, but it's probably nothing like amazing. But that might be something to try. Although I didn't want to get anything fried. I've been I've been trying to eat better lately, so I was just like, I don't want to do fried. But
I understand.
Yeah.
They also have like bacon cheeseburgers. They have just regular grilled chicken sandwiches. They have crispy chicken sandwich or salad, grilled chicken salad. They also have a Beyond Burger you can have, and they also have.
No, God, please, no.
We know how Jared feels about
I'm
it.
sorry.
And they also have apple pie and cherry pie because you're at Captain America's Diner, and you're gonna have some all-American.
I was tempted to
pie.
get the apple pie.
Yep.
I mean, it is Americana.
It is Americana for sure.
And I know I talked about before, I don't like fruit and things with my desserts, but I do like apple pie.
What about cherry pie? Would you have the cherry pie?
That's disgusting.
Love cherry pie.
That is gross. Actually, I don't really like cherries. I haven't had one in a long time. It might be okay, but apple pie, I will eat apple pie.
Okay.
Apple pie is good. Just like Captain America. It's good enough for me.
Fair enough. But yeah, but very, very simple. We weren't there very long. We ate pretty quickly. But it hit the spot. So that's all you can say for that.
Very true. It did. It's not a place I'd go out of my way to get or anything like that.
No.
But it is, it's a spot where, like I said, if you're hungry, you need something to eat, it serves its purpose.
Everybody can find something.
This is very true. But I also, after this, so we were on Islands of Adventure, going to go over to the studio side to check out some of the Christmas stuff. And I was like, I've always wanted to try this. I'm going to go over to Fire Eaters. I've actually never eaten much over in Lost Continent. We ate at Mythos, which we love Mythos.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go over here and get Fire Eaters and try this because it's a gyro, or apparently it said it's a euro.
It's a euro,
but
that's how you
it has
say
a G in there.
No,
but
you don't pronounce the G. It's a euro.
What? Don't put things.
Anyways, it's a Greek word.
I get
euro.
I get it. But I'm also from the Midwest. But anyways, I went over here, so I decided, I'm going to get just a traditional gyro.
Why are you doing this?
Am I saying what? Euro. Sorry. I'm trying. I literally am trying.
Rhymes with hero.
Okay.
Euro. Thank you.
I got a traditional gyro.
Which is what?
Yeah. So this is, I just got the traditional. You could get a chicken one, but it was like the kind of like chicken nuggets. And I was like, I don't really want that. So it's lamb. It's got the bread. I don't know what kind of bread you would call it.
Is it naan?
Kind of like a naan bread. I like the bread a lot with it. And then it just had like mayo and lettuce, really. That's all. I didn't have tomatoes on or anything like that. And
what was the sauce?
It's some sort of Greek sauce, but it tasted a lot like mayonnaise.
What's it called? Tzatziki?
I think it's tzatziki sauce or whatever it is. Came out pretty quick. The service wasn't the best. It was one of those where, and Universal still has these sometimes, where the team members, I went to order and did the whole transaction, and she never spoke a word to me.
Okay.
Just one of those where I was like, this is cool. But I got that, and it was, honestly, I think I paid $7 something for it, just the gyro itself.
So you don't have to get the fries in the combo.
So they had you can just get the sandwich.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it was like $7 or $8 with the AP discount, which isn't bad.
Okay.
It was very good for what it was. I mean, I wasn't expecting a ton of it, but it was pita bread. Excuse me. Yes, excuse me. Pita bread.
Not naan.
Sorry.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I don't know my breads.
Pita bread.
Very soft. Like a softer bread. I enjoyed it. It was really good. It was really filling. I ate the whole thing, but at the end I was like, man, I don't know. Like I was just, because I had some of the burger, but it was, for the price it's at, kind of something different. Came up pretty quick. I was like, it's not, it wasn't a ton of meat, but it was enough, and it wasn't dry or anything like that. So I enjoyed it. It was fine. So I would say it's one where if you're looking for something a little bit different, nothing too crazy expensive, $7-8. I'm like, that's not a bad deal.
Okay. I'll have to try this place sometime.
Yeah, they had mostly it's just euros here.
Euro for hero.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, did that, and then we met you guys over on the studio side because we wanted to check out the Christmas parade and the Grinchmas and things like that, which we did.
Well, Grinchmas is at Islands, but yeah.
Well, I was going to say while we were over at Islands, we also were over at the AP Lounge, and I'm backtracking here. I'm losing track. It's been a little bit since we went.
That's okay.
And there's sicknesses before we recorded this, but my brain's gone. But yeah, we went over there, and so we went to the AP Lounge to see if they had any magnets. Mm-hmm. And they were out of magnets, but then Jane, you had noticed there was a kind of a line.
So out front, in front of the door, it says private event on just like a little sign. And I was like, oh, I know what this means. And I asked her, I was like, is the Grinch going to be here? And she's like, yes, he's going to be out in about 25 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. So we, put everything we were planning on doing on hold because 25-minute wait for the Grinch is nothing.
Yeah.
At the time, he was meeting over at Hong Kongers over in
Seuss Landing.
Seuss Landing, thank you. And it was a 200-minute wait. And I was like,
a very long wait.
I'm not waiting 200 minutes to meet the Grinch. I will wait 25. And we did.
Yeah, we waited 25 and came. It's a very quick meet and greet. He comes out and just, you probably takes maybe a minute with each person.
It wasn't very long, but that was okay with us.
He was very Grinchy in terms of the guy. All the Grinches are always good. I've never seen a bad Grinch, to be quite honest, but
it was great.
He called me a tree.
He called you a tree.
I don't know what that meant.
The kids thought he was funny. Our son didn't cry this time.
No, our son was intrigued. Our daughter was like, why did he call you a tree? And I'm like, I'm guessing because I'm tall. I don't really know. I didn't take too much offense to it. But
I mean, he's green. You could call him a tree.
It's true. It's very true.
But no, I thought this was really cool that they do for APs. No, they had done this earlier in that week. They had started doing this. And I just following on social media, I saw it and I was like, I hope it's doing it when we're there. And since we were going on a Sunday, which is the weekend, I was like, oh, they're not going to do it on the weekend. Well, they did. So this is one of those things that they don't advertise beforehand. It just pops up. It's a great perk if you are in the parks, but you can't plan for it.
If you're an AP.
If you're now,
which again, this is one thing I love that Universal does is like they do little things like this for the APs, and it's like they don't have to do this, but the fact you have a Grinch meet and greet that's 200 minutes, and you can get over here as an AP and meet him within 25. If you're at back of that line, probably 30 minutes, something like that to meet him. It's a great perk, and it was really cool to be able to do that, and just it was something we weren't expecting.
Right.
And so, it was a bummer they were out of the AP magnets, but, okay, we can meet the Grinch and get a picture and all that stuff like that. So, like, he was very Grinch because we got done. He's like, okay, leave, get out of here, go, go. And he just kept, until we left, it's like very much in character. So he was doing a good job, even though it was very quick. If you do the one where you wait a long time for it, he'll take more time, kind of like interact a bit more and kind of joke around more. This one, again, very quick, but it was fine.
I mean, we met we met him in 2021 at the actual meet and greet, and they were using a virtual queue at the time. And so we did that, and that wasn't that long. And then 2022, we did the Grinch breakfast. So we met him then. Yeah. Last year, we didn't do the Grinch breakfast, and we didn't do the meet and greet because it was insane. We couldn't get a reservation, and we didn't want to do the 200-minute wait that eventually happens with him. So I was happy to be able to meet him again.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was nice.
It was very unexpected, but it was nice.
Yeah.
And kids enjoyed it. So, sure last time our son, he was not happy to meet the Grinch.
No.
But he was.
The breakfast was okay. When he was like 1.5, not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay.
He was more or less like, who's this guy? Because our son loves the Grinch.
He loves the Grinch.
So he was very much like, okay, like but he was very much at a distance a little bit. Like, he's fine. But so it was cute. It was fun. And then actually in line, the team members were handing out Mardi Gras beads. I guess it's just a way to you're just giving it in line something to do. But we came away with Mardi Gras beads.
So many.
So
many.
We have a bag full of those because the last couple of years we've been on the parade and thrown them out, and you come away with just enormous. If you want, you can come away with as many beads as you want from that thing. So we have a bag in the house that's just full of Mardi Gras beads.
Yeah.
So we added to that. But along with Grinch, we did the Grinchmas show.
The Grinchmas Holiday Spectacular.
Yeah. So we've done this. I mean, basically, it's like a yearly thing we do.
I love it.
It's a great show. I'm not much for like plays and things like that, but I will say this is legitimately like top quality. Never seen a bad one here. Again, the Grinch was great. The chick that played
The chick.
sorry, the woman that played Martha May.
Martha May.
She had an amazing voice.
They are so talented. Like the group they have up there, every time we've seen it, just amazingly talented.
Yeah.
And the what was the cheermeister, the person that's the narrator, and that person, they were great as well. Like they always get really good people, and of course the Grinch, which never had a bad Grinch either.
It had Max
Never
in
bad.
there as well as part of it.
He stole the show. I love that.
It was
dog.
funny. We were on the side to the. It would have been if you're looking at the stage to the right. We were kind of close, and you can see the dog trainer down there, like getting ready. It's cool to see that part. But yeah, I mean, in terms like this is the type of quality show like you would pay to see this type of play typically. Like, and it you'd probably be like if you paid $15-$20 for it, you'd probably be pretty happy.
Yeah.
So, and this is in the old Blue Man Group building. So if you go over here next Christmas, if you're in Seuss Landing. You go near One Fish, Two Fish on the other side of it. You go to the right, and they'll have a bunch of team members. So you kind of walk to the backstage area, go back in there between Islands and Studio, and you get back in there and do that. So it wasn't a long wait. It was a full house once we got in there. But that studio, that theater fits a lot of people in there. But yeah, it was just. I mean, it might have been the best one. I remember walking away being like, that might have been the best one in the last couple of years. I thought it was really good.
It's about 30 minutes long. About half an hour?
Yeah, roughly all in.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely no complaints, and we love doing it every year.
Well, and it's the most unique, like, Christmas thing, or one of, that Universal does.
Yes.
I mean, the Grinch is very popular. It's based off the Jim Carrey Grinch, so it's just, it's a very, very good show. So I highly recommend it. If you're curious about it and want to do that next year or something like that, go check that out because it's a good show. So, all right, now we'll talk about, we went over to the studio side, and we checked out the Christmas parade.
Yep. Nothing different this year. I think it's pretty much the same every year.
If it changed, it was very, very little. It seemed very, very much like last year.
Yeah.
Although our son does not like the dragon because the Shrek dragon kind of does this little like, it's like steam breath, but it makes
like a hydraulic.
Yeah, but it kind of that pss noise.
It's a sensory thing with him, and it bothers him a lot. So we've learned.
He was on the outlook. So he was having my hands, and I would just put him on his ears. And then once the dragon would go by, he was fine. He just was he was looking out for that thing.
Yeah,
he'd hear it, just look around, and once it went through, he was fine. But other than that, he really enjoyed the show.
I'm kicking myself because I'm thinking about last year, and he did the same thing. It bothered him last year.
He
too.
Did the same thing, and
forgot.
He remembered that it did too. Yeah. So that's one thing. It is kind of a loud noise.
It is. But this year we did get to see the floats because, it's Macy's Day Parade and they have the floats. Last year we missed it because it was too windy and they couldn't have the floats out. This year we got to see them. A little windy still, and we're having a little trouble keeping those floats.
They kept a little low at times.
Low.
For
That's
that
okay.
Reason. Yeah, but it's a solid, fine parade. I'm not a big parade person. I guess it's kind of like Disney. The parade doesn't change much. So if you like it, it doesn't change much year to year.
But if you want to get the best spots for the parade, you need to go to New York. You need to stand right in front of the Mummy because that's where Santa comes around and he lights the tree.
Yes.
That's the best place to be to watch the parade. You have to get there pretty early. But that is the best. We've stood there a couple of times over the years. This time we were over by Mel's Drive-In and we're like, we're good. We've seen it before.
It was fine. It is cool to see the lighting of the tree and stuff like that.
That's the best place for sure.
But yeah, parade was fine. And then we went through the holiday tribute store. Jamie got an Earl APT here.
I did.
I do love the tribute stores.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was like they were written like books.
Yeah, I mean the theme was kind of books. Like they had a Hogsmeade book, and like it's kind of like you're walking through a story.
Yeah.
Kind of the way it had that, but
yeah, it's not my favorite tribute store I've ever seen. My favorite was like a couple of years ago, and it looked like you were literally stepping into Hogsmeade. Like Christmas.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh my gosh, that was so pretty. But anyway, it was good. there was nobody in there because the park was closed when we went through.
Well, that's the thing. We went in here and we wanted to make it, and Jamie was like, "Oh, we don't have time." So we saw the parade and then everything like that. We're walking out, and I was like, I'm gonna walk over there and see because sometimes they'll let you buy things. They want your money.
They did not keep us from going.
So I walked
inside.
through there, and people were walking in. And I was like, "We can go in here." So we went in after. So it wasn't crowded, which was nice. But they were restocking those Earl the Squirrel books, and people were even going in and buying because apparently they up until I think the couple days before that they were sold out of them.
Yeah, they were restocking them right in front of us, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, we didn't get one, but if you
No,
did want one, that was something people would like. They did have a Grinch popcorn bucket that was like $15.
It was really cheap.
I was tempted to get it, but I was like, I'm not really gonna use it. I was gonna put it in the office here, but I'm like, it's only gonna be able to use for like a couple of more episodes. But I don't. But if you wanted one, I mean, that's the thing. If you go near Christmas, because obviously it's a couple weeks before Christmas. Not many people are buying Christmas stuff as it gets closer to Christmas. So.
Well, and by the time we went, it was the 16th. I think it was the 16th. And by then, they were already starting to put some of the Christmas stuff on sale.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Which makes sense because a lot of people, once Christmas passes at all, people aren't going to buy Christmas stuff for the most part. So
that's true.
That's probably why. But yeah, so we did all that. That was kind of our Universal Christmas. Compared to years past, you enjoy it. You had a good time?
Oh, yeah. I enjoy it every time. I think that, we got there about noon on that day and we stayed until about 8:30. So we got everything done we wanted to do, right? I don't think there's anything Christmassy we didn't get to do. So, I was happy.
Yeah, I've talked about before, Christmas at Universal I think has gotten better. It's different. If you use like a Disney, like Main Street Magic Kingdom, it's not that, but it is. I enjoy it. It's kind of like it's got a lot of Christmas elements, and they have their own like Earl the Squirrels have Earl's in the tree. They got the giant tree.
I didn't get to meet Earl.
Oh, that's right. You didn't.
I didn't get to meet Earl.
Yeah,
I love Earl.
We were trying to fit everything in, but it was a good time. I enjoyed it a lot. It was nice right before Christmas to do it, and
it was good.
Yeah, if you like going to Universal, if you've never been for Christmas. I think it's definitely something that it brings a unique atmosphere to it. So I do enjoy it.
For sure.
So, all right. Well, I think that's all our Christmas trip there, our recap of that. So we're going to look into what's coming in the first part of 2025, because obviously it's a very big year for Universal. Epic Universe opens May 22nd.
It opens this year. We can finally say it.
It's so weird doing the construction updates and looking at the construction from the time it was dirt to where it's at now. And it's going to be really weird walking through it to be like, oh, I remember this area from looking at the pictures. I get that way with history stuff. I remember we went and saw where JFK, the assassination was. I'm just right. And they have an X in the road. You're just right here. I get that stuff like that kind of gets me. But yeah, so obviously, and then there's some other things opening. So one of the ones, Stella Nova and Terra Luna are opening early part of this year. Stella Nova opening in January this month. January
21st is when Stella Nova opens. We will be staying the next day, to the 22nd to the 23rd. We had just a weird conflict with our daughter. She's got an event that night, so we can't miss it. So we're just going to push it a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited to check that out.
I am too. Obviously, there's two new value hotels outside of Epic Universe, Stella Nova and Terra Luna. Terra Luna is opening in March now. It was going to open in February. Now it got pushed back to March.
March 25th. We have a stay for that as well.
Yes. But given the park doesn't open until May, I don't know how many people are going to go over here for this, but then you have Helios Grand Hotel. That's the in-park hotel. That's going to be part of Epic when that opens as well. But yeah, I'm curious about these because these are very much, if you look Dockside and Surfside, it's the very similar model with those. These are technically value plus. So they're not the same type of rooms. They don't have those one-bedroom suites like Dockside and Surfside has. These are all just studio rooms. But you're all talking about value hotels within walking distance of Epic Universe and even I will say, even if you look at pricing when Epic Universe is open, it's under $200.
Oh, for sure.
I've talked about it a lot. I do love Universal's hotels. I do like how they do them. Now Lowe's is a good hotel partner for them. I like how their their hotel style, not motel style, so interior hallways and things like that. But the thing that I think is a good value is Universal prices their hotels very well. Especially you look over at now, Disney's running a lot of discounts right now because obviously of Epic Universe trying to get people over there. But, sometimes the values at Disney, you're going to be paying over $200 per night. So over here in a brand new theme park, that if you think about the hotels in which you can walk to a theme park from the hotel, there's contemporary, obviously the ones at Universal on the main side, but those are premieres, so those are expensive. So the fact that you can stay at a value hotel or value plus, whatever you want to call it, and just walk right into Epic Universe, I mean, at that price point, that's kind of wild.
What's the walk, you think? I know this is preliminary information, but like how long do you think it'll take to walk to the front entrance?
5 minutes. It's
That's
not
it?
very far away.
Okay.
I mean, there's walkway. You can take a bus to the front if you would like, but I would say 5 to 10 minutes easy. But I would say probably lean more toward 5 minutes. I mean, it is right there.
Yeah.
So they just installed the Stella Nova signage as well, which is kind of a nice, like, futuristic looking sign. It's
Space.
very space. It's not gonna be like, there's not a lot of bells and whistles. Again, if you look at Dockside Surfside, you got stuff to eat, you got a bar, you got a Starbucks, you got a pool area. It has all of that stuff.
Well, we're going to do a review about it too, so we'll have it on the show.
So it's not going to be, I think a lot of people were like, oh, they're disappointed. But it's like, it's a value hotel outside of Epic Universe. I'm not expecting it to be just like walking into the Taj Mahal. So I think, going into it, I think it'll be kind of cool and neat, but I don't think there's going to be anything that's like an amazing wow factor about it. But the pool area looks cool.
I mean, sure. Yeah. It'll be great.
Yeah. And same thing with like Terra Luna. They're very similar. They're different but similar hotels.
The same but different.
Yes, very much. So once that one opens, it'll be again Dockside, Surfside. How there's subtle difference in the pools. Yeah. Difference in how like a little bit of the lobby's laid out. We look at the rooms for the most part. They're going to be very similar, and obviously they're right next to each other. Both basically the same walking distance to Epic Universe. And then of course if you want to go to the studios and Islands of Adventure, there's bus transportation that will take you there from those as well. So. But yeah, so that's coming early part of this year. Then you got Mardi Gras.
That's
coming in
starts
February.
February 1st is when it starts.
I enjoy Mardi Gras.
Although this year's a little shorter, so it only goes until March. Is it March 30th? And this is just a really fun time to go to Universal with the different foods from many different cultures, many different places around the world. But it celebrates the Carnival.
It does. This is probably the closest Universal. Well, I would say easily the closest thing they have to like food and wine.
Yeah.
The food here and the things that they do, like the event as a whole, does seem to get better each year. So I will give them credit. There was a few years ago, it was very hit or miss in terms of the food quality, how long it would take for the food. But last year ran much smoother. Some of the food items aren't great, but I do think it is getting better. I think they are definitely putting a lot of effort and energy into these types of things. So I do wonder as they, continue to grow, do they do more festivals like this? Because
I don't know.
It's I enjoy. I mean, obviously they're setting it up in studio side, so like they're in the existing park side. So I feel like it's something that, unlike at Disney when you go to World Showcase, like obviously you have to walk all the way back there, and really you have to walk around the World Showcase. These are already in areas, so if you didn't even know this was going on, you may be like, oh, let's check out this food booth. Like it just gives you extra food options. You can check out kind of a party atmosphere. So I enjoy it. And obviously you've got the parade where you can sign up if you're, be part of the parade, which we've done the last few years, which has been a good time.
I love that parade. It is so fun. And being a float rider, like you said, toss those beads.
Well, our daughter did it last year and she loved it.
Guess who's tall enough?
I was going to say our son's probably tall enough this year.
Our son is tall enough to do it this year. So we're going to do it. We're all four going to do it this time. And I am so happy.
If you're telling him he can throw stuff freely at people, I think he's all on board.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So I think we're gonna. Jared and I are gonna stop by for a few hours on the 2nd. We've got a meet up for Club 32 over at Disney on that weekend. So before we come home on that Sunday, we're just gonna stop by for a little bit and check out Mardi Gras. Sans kids, because it's harder to do all the food stuff with them.
A little more difficult.
But then a couple weeks later, we have a stay at Hard Rock Hotel. We're going to do another review of that because it's been a couple of years. And we'll probably do the float riding then with the kids.
Yeah.
and doing the review of that. So should be good. I love that festival. I love it.
It is good. I think they shortened it a little bit this year, which I think
Yeah.
is good. I feel like the last few years it's kind of gone on a little too long.
So I want to say it was 21 or 22. It was the first year they brought it back. And I believe it was like 3 months long.
Yeah.
It was too much.
I think Disney's learned this lesson too with Food and Wine, but I definitely think having a festival that is not too, like, it's not too short but not too long, I think is good because it does add some urgency to it. And when it goes on too long, it's just like, okay, we're still doing this. So I do feel like a shorter festival is probably a good thing here.
Yeah, last year I think it was until April 7th. This year's a week earlier. So, it's less than 2 months long, and that's fine.
Yeah. But no, if you've never done this, if you like food festivals and things, it is a very unique one, and Universal is doing much better in these. So I'm really excited to see how much more they improve, because the last few years, it is like year by year, it gets better in terms of how quick the food comes out, the quality of the food. And last year, I mean, obviously not everything's going to be a great thing, but there was no food items that were, like, there were a few years ago where some food items were bad.
Yeah.
And I don't recall any food items last year being like what I would classify as bad. They just,
I'm trying to think. I don't think I remember anything either. No.
Yeah. I mean, there's that one year, I remember it was a chicken biscuit, and the biscuit was,
oh, yeah.
the chicken was cold, and the biscuit was like, it crumbled like it was sand. I literally,
Yeah.
I don't throw food away, and I just threw it away. I was like, I can't even do this.
That was like 2 years ago. Yeah, that was bad.
But, those things do happen from time to time, but the food quality has got a lot more consistent in that way.
Yeah. And hopefully, we'll be able to go. Hopefully they'll have a pass holder preview for Epic Universe. You do have any insider info about that, Jared?
I don't have any insider info. They will do something. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a pass holder preview or if it's going to be an actual soft opening. Okay. Depends on how they do that. They are going to do something. They did put in the verbiage, there will be previews for APs. Now, whether or not these are free, whether or not this is a discounted entry, we don't know any details yet. But I have, even though I don't have any inside information, like 100% without a doubt, they are going to do some sort of preview / soft opening, because they're going to want to run the park through its paces with people in there, riding, going through the park, riding on rides, things like that, before it opens to the general public. Yeah. I mean, given how much hype, how much excitement it is for this, I mean, I have no doubt that Epic Universe is going to be a fantastic theme park, perhaps one of the best theme parks in the world. Obviously, I'm not going to say that until we go in there, but it has the potential for that. But they obviously, you don't want to start off having issues day one and the word of mouth isn't good. So they're going to want to work through a lot of those kinks. Now, a lot of the rides have been doing ride testing for almost a year at this point. So the rides have a lot of paces run through them already, but things are different when you have crowds. It's like, how do they move through the park? Like, how do the rides do? So I definitely think they will do that. How they'll set it up, I don't know. When it will start, I don't know that either. If I were to guess, park opens in May. I would say you're looking at the latest they would start some AP previews to be like March.
I was thinking April. I was. Because before APs would be team members. Before that would be media. Before that would be higher ups probably. So I don't know.
I say March because the rumor I have heard is there will be multiple months of previews.
Oh, okay.
Just for the same reason I just said, working everything through and everything like that. So I guess I should phrase that. March, probably April being the latest, but I definitely, they are going to have some sort of previews with this for sure. Yeah. So that's definitely something that we'll keep an eye out on. We know anything, we'll obviously talk about it on here, but yeah, so we also have my brother and his family. They're coming into Florida around April, so we're going to do some stuff with them, with the kids and the cousins, so that's always a good time.
Staying at a premier resort because they are, and we have to have the express pass as well. So that's why we're doing that.
When somebody has unlimited express, you're like, well, okay.
You're like, I got to get it too.
Well, my brother hadn't been to Universal. He hasn't been since the Wizarding World stuff's been built.
Oh,
so I think the last time he was there was when we went back long ago. We came down and see my dad, and we came in, and so he's been a long time since he's been.
I told him, I was like, you're gonna love Hagrid's, you're gonna love Velocicoaster. Get ready, you're gonna want to do those all the time.
He's a big roller coaster person.
Yeah. So I can have somebody to ride Velocicoaster with me.
Oh, he'll ride Velocicoaster. Yeah. No, it'll be good. I mean, I wish he could. I'm a little bummed. More than likely, unless something else happens, he won't be able to check out Epic, because I know he wants to check out Epic Universe. But yeah, I think that'll be a good thing to be able to do that. And then obviously Epic Universe opens in May 22nd.
May 22nd.
And we've got opening day and second day tickets for that.
We do.
So
we do.
I'm very excited to check that out as
Yes.
that park comes open and, check all that. And now I am curious as to when they're going to open up single day tickets just to the general public. I kind of figured at this point they already would have done that, but they haven't done that as of yet. But they did say before the park opens that there would be like single day ticket options.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know.
I think they're just trying to
timeline is.
milk those packages for as much as they can because they're really trying to incentivize people to stay for 3-4 nights for sure. I mean, they're trying to leverage the popularity of Epic Universe to really eat into that market share with Disney.
And you're talking about the packages where you have like 3, 4, 5 days at Islands and Universal Studios, and then just one day at Epic.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, like, obviously people want to do more than one day. So I think what a lot of people probably will do a 2 or 3 day package, includes Epic, and then once you can add on a single day, they may just add an extra day onto their trip. But as of right now, all of the packages include just one day at Epic Universe.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I mean, a lot of, obviously, if you've seen the construction update videos that we've done over on YouTube and everything like that, like there's obviously a lot of anticipation, very excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a fantastic park. And I just want to walk around it. I just want to check out the stuff and just the day one, I might just walk around a lot. Maybe the second day, try and ride more stuff. And I don't know, people ask me like, oh, the crowd's going to be crazy. I'm guessing probably. Mm-hmm. I guess the question it really comes down to is like, what is their max capacity for Epic Universe going to be? And how's that look like for because they are controlling crowds a lot with not a park reservation system by, the certain amount of tickets that they're selling. So annual pass holders, single day tickets have been sold out for like all of May, part of June. So obviously you can still get in there with like a ticket package and things, but I am curious like what a full day looks like there. How do the ride, how's everything flow? Like obviously they're brand new park, so you don't know any, going into it, there's just no even like presumed way to go about it really, because you just have to kind of go in there and check it out. But I'm excited. I like that. It's like
do we start
it's
with?
like a fresh slate. Like where do you start? Where do you go? Like try different things. But
All right, before we end this episode, I have to ask you.
okay.
First day, let's say we're doing previews. Let's say we've got previews reserved or however that looks. And the first time we walk in, what is the first land you're wanting to go to?
Oh, Super Nintendo World.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's number one.
I mean, I've wanted to go to Super Nintendo World for years.
Yeah.
And Nintendo growing up, I mean, especially for like not only me, but like our daughter, even our son enjoys Nintendo and Mario and all that stuff like that. So I definitely want to check out Super Nintendo World. Second, I mean, honestly, Dark Universe at night, I want to see.
It's going to be so spooky.
Yeah, like I'm tempted like to leave that to so maybe like Super Nintendo World, then check out Ministry of
World.
Magic. Go check out How to Train Your Dragon, and then at night go into Dark Universe. I feel like that may be a way to go for it. And I'm excited about Celestial Park too. This sounds really cool. Like I think the kids will really enjoy the carousel.
Yeah.
Just the aspects of that. So
Yeah.
I mean, the first one though, I'm just at least day one, I'm going Super Nintendo.
So because I love you, I will also go to Super Nintendo.
I mean, you don't have to.
No,
I'll go there by
will.
myself if I need to.
No, you're right. I think you should save Dark Universe till the evening. Absolutely.
I do wonder about Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that if we, for whatever reason, we run out of time, we can't do everything that first day, then we'll definitely wait to the second day to do like How to Train Your Dragon, because our kids will be with us that second day.
Yeah, they'll enjoy that.
Because they're not going with us on the first day, just the second day. The first day is going to be a lot of like pictures and videos and stuff. And it's like, you don't have to be there for that, guys.
Yeah.
So
I do wonder about Dark Universe if I feel like it's going to be a land where everybody wants to go to at night. So I do wonder during the day, you may see lower wait times for things just because it seems like a land that was just built for night.
I know, but that's the place. I mean, that's the time to go. That's when I want to go,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I know it'll be busy, but still.
Yeah. But I mean, it's got like fog effects and all that stuff in there. Like I mean, there's.
The music will be creepy.
And just how spooky is, the Frankenstein experiment ride. I mean, they're kind of billing it as like a spooky, like, I kind of look at it as like a more intense, spooky version of Forbidden Journey. It's the same ride system. Well, it's got more animatronics and things like that, but yeah.
Question, and this is another question, Disney versus Universal. I know some people don't like that, but I do have this question.
Fight it out, I say.
Do you think that when Disney realized that Universal was developing this Dark Universe land, that it was based on monsters, it was based on scary stuff. Disney was like, okay, do you think we can take a chance on villain stuff and actually start putting it in our parks? Like being like the scare factor, it's more suspenseful, it's more scary. Do you think that like it made them more brave?
Very possible. I mean, there has been rumors about a villain's land or a villain's theme park with Disney for a decade or longer at this point. So
do you think they've been developing it longer?
Well,
than that?
I think they maybe had the idea, but maybe not wanting to pull the trigger because they're like, I don't know, like it's because it's different for Disney. Now, I think seeing Dark Universe, it very well could have been like, okay, yeah, let's do this, because I do think when I first heard about Dark Universe, I was just like, like I don't know about, like, I know of the Universal monsters, but I'm like, I don't really care. But the more stuff you see about it, like how the people talking about it, like how excited they are and all the aspects of it, like I'm genuinely excited. I didn't think I would be.
Yeah.
And I mean,
the theming is insane.
Yeah. Well,
even just looking at pictures and video from aerial view, you can see like the cobblestones, and you can see the detailing on like the doors that open to the manor.
Well, I think the thing that's going to make it really spooky is this. I don't know if it has the most, but it's got a ton of trees in this area. Okay. And at night, I can only imagine with like kind of the dark, spooky vibe already, but like all those trees, it's going to feel like you're kind of like in a forest almost. I kind of feel like it's going to add a spooky vibe to it, a spookier vibe to it. Now, I do know there is somebody that follows us on Instagram that is part of Disney Imagineering that has said they're going to go check out Dark Universe. For notes, and you know they're going to do that. So now I do think Disney has a harder time because Universal, they've even said this is like a PG-13 land. They're not as beholden to being like, they can do family friendly stuff, but like they can also be a little bit more adventurous just because they're just different like that. Like they don't have the same expectations.
A la Halloween Horror Nights.
Right. Yeah. I think Disney is going to have a harder time, and I've talked about this before, of like really threading that needle between family friendly and too dark.
I think it's the same thing they did with pirates. Whereas, you take an actual real pirate, it's nothing like a Disney pirate. So I think it'll be like, a real villain, a real like scary thing isn't a Disney scary. They can thread that needle a little bit.
Yeah,
easier.
but I mean, some of the villains though, like the reason like a lot of these villains work in the movies is because they're offset by a hero positive aspect. You know what I mean? Like Mother Gothel is a horrible human being.
We have heard.
She is literally the worst of the worst. Like, so you just have nothing but villains in here. Like, that's the thing that I will say. I was like, I am curious as to how they go about doing that, because you do set it up where like little kids are like, no, it's too scary. I don't want to do that.
Oh, this land is for the adults.
See, and that's part of my issue though, is like, I don't know if that's a good thing to just, I don't know.
But I was just, it was just a question, a throwaway question about that. But
I mean, considering how Disney's been reacting to Universal for basically like 15 years now almost, or I should say 10 years, whatever. I think more than likely, if I were to guess, they probably saw that and were just like, yeah, we could do that. We've had this idea for a while. And I do think the Villain's Land is probably the thing that has the most potential for Disney. And the fact that they're doing that one the last, I think is kind of a mistake. But people have wanted it. People like the villain stuff. So I think it has a lot of potential.
By the way, I caught a POV of the Donkey Kong ride, the minecart ride in Japan. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. It looks so cool. It doesn't go very fast, but it looks so cool. Like there's so many elements to it. I won't say anything about it, but I've said there's so many elements to it where I was like, okay, even though it doesn't go very, very fast, it's thrilling. Like it's still like, oh.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people were disappointed and they're saying it wasn't thrilling enough. I'm like, well, first off, hold on. It's a family roller coaster.
Yeah,
it's Nintendo.
Right.
Like they're not going to do like Velocicoaster here. And the whole point is like to be like kind of in the Donkey Kong games with jumping gaps in the track. Now, I do think even if it is a slower ride, being on it is going to feel different than just watching a POV version of it, because it's going to make you're going to be like, oh, we're jumping a gap in the track, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But either way, I love Donkey Kong. I love Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a very popular ride. Now, I do have questions about the ride capacity here because each train only holds 4. How quickly do people move through this line?
Oh.
Because it's got that sidearm that holds it, so it doesn't hold a ton there. So I have a question. Now, it is an Omnimover, though. If you've seen the one in Japan, it kind of keeps going.
I didn't see the
kind of like Hagrid's.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I'm very curious as to like how long is the wait going to be, because I do think it's going to be very popular for that reason. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be all ages, and I think I think everybody will enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And our daughter, she plays, Mario stuff all the time, and the Mario Kart ride and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And then you got the mini games in there. So, I mean, probably you could spend all day in Super Nintendo World if you wanted to. But
our kids are like such good ages for this new park, especially our daughter. Our daughter.
What would would Dark Universe be the land you would want to go to first?
Well, I was going to say yes, but I want to wait till the night.
Right.
So, Super Nintendo, obviously, yes. And you're already basically walking through Celestial Park. But besides that, I'd say, Battle of the Ministry.
I'm curious about that ride. They've been so hush about it, like how
I know.
Like it's the rumor is it's multiple different ride manufacturers working on the ride. The scale of it's crazy. Like I'm very curious about that ride.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm excited for. So.
What's the one ride you were looking the most forward to, you think?
The Monsters Unchained.
Yeah.
That one in the Manor, the Frankenstein one. Ooh.
Yeah.
That one's going to be awesome.
I agree.
Awesome.
Those animatronics look kind of wild.
I'm actually excited for a few, like that one in the Battle of the Ministry, Donkey Kong, even the roller coaster, which I've blanked on the name now, in Isle of Bark. What's it called?
Oh,
Flyers?
Hiccup's Wing Gliders.
Wing Gliders. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I call that one Baby Hagrid's.
Baby Hagrid's.
It's very similar to Hagrid's.
Where it looks like you're like going underwater, but you're not.
Mm-hmm. Going through different like show set pieces, kind of like Hagrid's does. It's very similar to. I don't think it's gonna be as fast as Hagrid's,
right?
But it's very similar.
Hey, I'm not every roller coaster has to be thrilling.
Oh, I mean, it'll be. I think it'll be thrilling. I just don't think it's gonna be as thrilling as Hagrid's or like as fast.
Or Starfall. Is it still Starfall?
Stardust Racers.
Oh, I'm gonna still call it Starfall. Yeah. Stardust Racers, the roller coaster that's in Celestial Park. Mm-hmm. That really, really cool looking carousel. Constellation. Thank you. Yeah, I think all this stuff.
I think it'll be a cool. Yeah, I think at night. Yeah, that's gonna look really cool for sure.
So, yeah.
I mean, Viking Training Camp. I think our kids are gonna love that. Mm-hmm. So I think How to Train Your Dragon Land will be one I'll really enjoy, even though I don't know a lot about How to Train Your Dragon, but it's Vikings and dragons. So I'm already on board. Yeah. So I mean, there's really nothing about the park that I just think is like, meh. Like I really do think all of it looks great. And I'm just very curious to just see what it's all like and what the ride's like, what are the wait, how does everything look and feel when it's open compared to just looking at construction pictures.
This will be great for you. All you do is look at the construction pictures.
I look at a lot of them.
Now you're like, oh, it's real.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add about Epic Universe?
No, just excited for 2025 so much in Universal. So very excited.
Same. And I've made this before prediction. I think Universal's probably looking at 40% plus increase in their attendance from all this, if I were to guess. So Universal's going to be very busy. I think if you're looking to go to Universal, if you don't want to mess with Epic Universe, first part of 2025 may not be too bad because I think it's going to start looking a lot leaner around there as people especially get closer to Epic Universe because most people are just going to wait to go once that's open. Yeah. So you could get potentially some pretty decent deals as well first part of the year because I think that is the time period they're going to have an issue trying to get people into the parks, obviously. Yeah. So. Yeah. But all right, well, I think that will do it for the show. We got it recorded. We did it.
It's in the can.
After 25 takes here, we got it finally. After sicknesses and everything. So be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Cap the Magic everywhere, so you can check us out there with reels and show clips and everything like that. And then, of course, check us out if you want over on YouTube at CTM Podcast. I do daily videos, usually at least one, but sometimes 2 or 3 videos per day, just on theme parks, pop culture, things like that. You can check that out. And again, if you want to watch video versions of the show, you go over to YouTube at CTM Podcast and subscribe and like us over there. And of course, there's other shows we have on the Capture the Magic Network. We have the Capture the Magic Disney Edition, where we talk about Disney World. That's every Thursday. And then Jamie has Trip Tales, which is her trip report show. And when's the next one they're coming out?
Hopefully Monday.
Hopefully Monday. All right. And if you're looking to contribute to the show, you want to be part of a great community, a great group, you can look at joining Club 32, and that's our own private group, kind of like our own Patreon that we host on our own end. And we have a private Facebook group. We're working on a Discord there. We've got weekly live streams. We have the Clubhouse show. We have Cool Kids Kitchen, 20% off of CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products. And again, it's a great brain trust. You're going on trips that have a lot of, bounce ideas off people because most people in that group go to Disney and Universal all the time. So if you're looking for questions, you can do that there. And you can interact with us more there as well as we kind of share some behind the scenes stuff and interact with the chat a bit more over there. So if you want to check that out, you go to ctmvip.com. We have monthly or yearly options, and you can even do a free trial if you want to see if it's for you. And we also have a free t-shirt if you do a yearly version. So you get something for free either way. So again, if you want to contribute to the show, be part of a cool group, go over to ctmvip.com. And if you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for the show. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us with your little raspiest voice.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
we will see you in the parks.
Bye.